All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, I'm Callie.
I'm Ty.
And this is Two Truths and a Crime. Okay, first things first, I want to go over a meme or a reel that you have, sweetie.
Okay.
You have one for this week?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can I just show you?
Yeah, you can show me.
All right. That's the best.
Oh, I remember that. Okay, so describe it to them.
Flat Earth believers watching how every single conspiracy theory turns out to be true, except for theirs.
That's amazing. That is so good.
It's so good.
Last week we threw a conspiracy party with a few friends, and so it just it resonates so hard with me.
It was pretty funny. It was perfect timing.
Yeah, luckily nobody really believed their conspiracy, but maybe. I mean,
well, some have some merit to it.
Yeah, some of them were super passionate. We had
some of them were local, but
yeah, the local ones were good. I actually made Ty dress up as Sasquatch, and I rented a costume and everything for him. And so when I was doing my Sasquatch Bigfoot, I called it the OG Big Boy.
OG Big Boy.
I texted him when I was ready for him to just run outside, and it was pretty great. The actual reel is what is it, Jesse? In Breaking Bad?
Yeah, when he's in the car and he's screaming, he's like...
I'm sure the flat earthers wouldn't be like that. And there's still some out there, which is honestly...
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, is unbelievable to me. Okay, well, this week, this is definitely in my top 10 that I think about.
I want to know what qualifies...
The top 10?
Yeah, what does a case have to have in order to be considered top 10?
Well, maybe it's different for everybody, yeah, but for me, it's just got to have a lot of twists and turns, and it has to just be different than the typical, person goes missing, or I don't know, there's just certain things that stick with me.
Just kind of wow you a little bit.
I can't explain it. It's
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, what about you? I mean, what would stick out to you? If you had a top 10?
I have no idea. I don't even know if I've even heard 10 before.
You've had 2.
Yeah.
That's your top 2 is the 2 that you've heard. All right. We are going to talk about Israel Keys.
Okay.
Does that name ring a bell at all?
Sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you why.
I guarantee you that we've probably listened to a podcast together about him. Just because I have been interested in him and everything about him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Israel Keys was born January 7th, 1978. He grew up in Richmond, Utah.
Okay.
And he was the second of 10 children. And he had 8 sisters. And so he was around 9 women at all times.
It's a big old family.
Yeah. And he was kind of the man of the house in a way, but kind of a caretaker too, because he was older.
Yeah. So he was one of the older kids?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. When he was...
The second of 10 children.
Okay, thank you.
And they were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And his father served a church mission in Germany. His siblings and him were homeschooled before the family moved to a remote land in Colville, Washington. So they kind of isolated themselves from society, and the family lived in a one-room cabin that they built themselves. Yeah, on a Rocky Creek Road, and it lacked electricity and running water.
What? Okay, how long ago was this?
Let's see. Not that long, in the 80s or the 90s,
Yikes.
Late 80s. Because their cabin was so small, by the way, some of the children slept in tents.
Cabin in the woods.
And yeah, they were also made to hunt on their own for food.
No way.
Yeah, and they...
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's cool, but I feel it is the making of why Israel Keys is...
The way he is.
The way that he is. I'm trying to be vague, by the way, with how he is. But so they would chop firewood and work at local farms to help support the family. There's rumors too that he was often just not even allowed in the house, so he'd just kind of have to fend for himself.
What?
Yeah, and there was
Sorry, kiddo. You can't be in here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kind of gnarly, right? So then they left the LDS church and they attended a church called the Ark, which was described as a white supremacist Christian identity.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's like has that ideology.
It's kind of a funny concept.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Love everyone except these people.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. It just...
a little weird.
Yeah, seems kind of crazy. But so they practice lifestyle similar to the Amish, which makes sense why they wouldn't have like electricity and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they would just try to like avoid the modern life.
I'd say like most things in moderation, you know?
What do you mean?
Well, like even today, a little bit of Amish life is a little nice, you know?
Yeah,
Put the phone down,
Dude,
get away from tech for a little bit.
I literally just saw like you could apply for this game show where it's like you live like the Amish.
No way.
Yeah. So
that just sounds like camping.
Babe, we could do it.
Nice.
All right, you and I, let's go. I'm sure our kids would appreciate that.
We'll bring them. They'll be a part of it.
Okay, so Keyes was known to hunt anything with a heartbeat.
I just keep thinking of Captain Keyes. Any Halo fans out there?
Nice. He was known to hunt anything with a heartbeat and later told peers at church that he had skinned a live deer.
A live deer?
A live deer. Yeah. And as a result, because he was telling other kids, he was kind of like ostracized by every other child.
No children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
And a former classmate later said that Key's presence made my skin crawl.
Ooh.
So just like, kind of weird vibes. Dude. Yeah. He was around 6'2" by the age of 14.
Age of 14?
Yeah.
Yo.
He was way tall.
What is he doing in the woods? Skinning live deer.
Yeah.
Get this kid a football or something.
Yeah, a basketball
truly.
Scholarship.
Truly.
So, yeah, he was admitted to shooting his neighbor's house with a BB gun and started fires in the woods. He broke into houses with other youth. Later, he had his friends witness him shooting an animal as well. And kind of like torturing cats and things like that. Yeah, friends.
Dude, there's so many psychological red flags popping up all over the place.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
It's like, arson is one of I think there's like 3 red flags when you're a child. Do you know what they are?
Animal abuse.
Yeah, animal abuse for sure.
Huge.
Arson and bedwetting. So I'm sure he did. He just didn't want to admit it.
Trifecta right there. He's got him. He probably was a bedwetter, wasn't he?
Oh, I'm sure he was. Yeah, I don't know.
We're just going to say he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we kind of want to humiliate him too.
Yeah, he's the antagonist in this, so we can make fun of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So also his parents had discovered that he had a cache full of stolen guns from his neighbor's house, and they obviously forced him to return it and like apologize to the neighbor. But how scary to be a neighbor like that.
How old is this kid?
He was 14 at the time.
Borderline Lord of the Flies. Like,
yeah,
he needs to be inside his parents' household.
Right. And it was like when he was later arrested, it came out that like his father was like pretty abusive and his mom was just like very like submissive, just because of the church that they grew up in. It's like if you're a woman, you're told to like not really associate or talk, and you're like the owner of whoever your husband is. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, the owner of?
Yeah.
You mean you're owned by?
You're owned by whoever your husband is. Yeah. So he's 14, he's having all these red flags, but then also when he's around 18, 19, he ended up doing his own construction business where he would build cabins for other people and things. So he was like very handy, and he was building a cabin that was kind of near a creek, and a lot of teenagers and stuff would like go tubing, and he came across a girl, and he kind of stalked her for a few hours, like up in this tree. Yeah, like at the property he was building the cabin at. And anyways, that was his first.
I'm sorry. I'm just like imagining it's not like a leafed tree or like a thick pine tree.
He's just hanging on.
People can just see him. He's just 60 feet up in a tree. It's like swaying.
6'2".
We can see you. You great ape. Bigfoot up in the tree.
Yeah, but he was like tall and lanky, so maybe he could just blend right into that
That's
tree.
hilarious. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So yeah, that was kind of like his first time that he admitted that he sexually assaulted her.
Oh no.
Which is really sad. But what's crazy is that there were no reports of that until he came forth and was forthcoming way later in life. So he said he made a lot of mistakes by letting her go and that he would not make that mistake again.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. And she never told anybody as far as we know. So we don't even know who she is still. So sad.
That is super sad.
So, okay. We're jumping over to him being an adult, okay? Samantha Koenig was a young girl who worked at a coffee shop in Anchorage, Alaska.
Anchorage? Mm-hmm. Sweet. I need to go there.
Yes. And so before Samantha closed for the night, a guy walks up to her in the drive-thru. So he didn't drive through. He literally just walked up to the drive-thru. And on surveillance, you can see him walking up to her and talking. And she hands him a coffee. Mm-hmm. Then she goes over to the lights, turns off the lights, and immediately he just hops into the window.
All 6'2" of this guy.
Yep. And he, like, no struggle, literally just big, so hops right in.
Yeah.
You know? And he ties her hands together with a zip tie. And then together they can be seen walking across the parking lot and getting in to his white truck. And keep in mind, this is the night before him and his family. So he has a family now, okay? He has a wife and a daughter.
Wow. Okay. Well,
a young daughter.
That's crazy.
So it was the night before him and his family were set to go on a cruise.
Okay.
So, like, you know, if I'm a perpetrator, it's like, why would I do that? That seems so sudden. But this seems to be his MO. So he drove around for about 2 or 3 hours waiting for his family to go to sleep with her in the car. And she kept being like, I'll give you anything. Like, I don't have a lot of money. And he's like, oh, it's fine. Like, we'll just put a ransom out and then people will provide the money for you. So you don't need to worry about it. So he took her to his shed that was in his driveway, tied her up, turned the radio up so that no one could hear her, when he realized that she didn't have her debit card or cell phone. And so he couldn't do the ransom unless he had her cell phone, because his plan was to pretend like he was her and text through his...
Oh, he legit was going to just, like, okay.
Okay.
So he says.
Yeah, so he says.
Okay.
So we went to her house. She told him where she lived. And her boyfriend actually saw him and confronted him by yelling at him and quickly running inside to go get help. But by the time that he actually got help, Keys was nowhere to be found. But he didn't even go back to the shed where Samantha was. He immediately went to the ATM to make sure that she wasn't lying and to make sure that the pin was actually her pin. Then he went back into the shed and he unalived her after 4 hours. And a couple hours later, he packed, went on a plane with his family. This happened on the 2nd. He came back from his cruise on the 17th. So he...
Isn't it rotting for 10 days?
I wouldn't say rotting, because it's in Alaska and it was like in the dead of winter. So it was very cold. Mm-hmm. He, before he left on the cruise, actually texted her boyfriend and texted her boss and was like, hey, I just had a rough day. I need like a couple weeks to myself. So alarm bells weren't going off totally, but her family was also suspecting because they hadn't heard from her in a couple of weeks. And so when he came home from his cruise on the 17th, I think this is like one of the more disturbing things about this, is that he actually staged her body to make it look like she was alive. And I can't remember, like, I almost Googled it again, but then I was like, no, because I can still remember it years later and I just don't want to relook. But he took a Polaroid of her and he like combed her hair and braided it. And then he you can see his hand inside of the picture holding a newspaper that has the correct date on it to like show like proof of life so that he could potentially get a ransom note. But I'm almost guaranteed that he sewed her eyes open so that it looked like she was alive. And like, it is one of the most haunting pictures. And we've seen haunting stuff. Ty and I, do you remember when we went to, what was that called?
The like Museum of Death or something? I don't know the exact name.
Yeah. Like Museum of Death in LA.
In LA, yeah.
Oh, if you guys ever want to never unsee some stuff, go there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyways, that was something he did. He went and he put the Polaroid and a note in a park nearby that was behind a missing dog poster. And he texted Samantha's boyfriend and said, "Hey, there's a ransom note here. Go and find it." So, the police quickly went and found it. The next few days, Israel, he spent dismembering her body, drove it out to a lake where he cut a hole in the lake because it was frozen.
Yeah.
And then he put the body inside of, that hole. But, so then.
That's crazy. Fast
forward a few weeks, he had to take a trip to go and visit his sister who was getting married in Texas. So Samantha's credit card was pinged at few ATMs from Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas.
All the way to where she was getting married.
Right. So he was making stops along the way.
Yeah.
And the cops actually were able to trace where these pings were coming from and then tied it back to a rental car that Israel was renting. And so they saw that the rental car was at a motel in Texas. So they waited until he left the motel and then they pulled him over because he like ran a really quick red light, but they used that as an excuse to search his car. And there they found Samantha Koenig's belongings, including her ID, credit card, and cell phone. So that was March 13th of 2012 in Lufkin, Texas. They actually have footage of him getting arrested as well. And he just looks like this really tall, lanky nerd with like super goofy sunglasses. And he's just acting like he's got, nothing to hide. Even when they opened up his trunk and he knew like, all right, I'm in trouble. He still just was like,
I mean, these people are crazy. They're going to act weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So around Israel's second interview with the police, they quickly realized that Samantha Koenig's abduction and murder was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, no.
Does this sound familiar at all to you?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I've like listened to so many documentaries and podcasts on this. Like,
I'm so far removed. Like,
yeah.
Nothing comes through my feeds, nothing.
Yeah, and also I feel like I always avoid talking to you about it because it's like I get so invested.
Yeah.
But now you're stuck with me. So
tractor beam.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So, okay, after about a month and a half of talking to Israel while he was incarcerated, they finally convinced him to give up additional victims' names.
How did they know it was him? Like, did they find her? Did they get details at this point? Right?
Well, so they found him because...
I know the pings and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so,
the pings
how did it
were...
come about where they, like, you did this? You killed her.
Oh, he pretty much admitted it, right? Like, as soon as they started talking to him, it was like he was almost like giddy or not necessarily giddy, but like he even stated in some of the interviews, and there's like 30 plus hours of interviews with him, and he is eager to talk about this side of him. And he says that he's never been able to really open up in this way. And so quickly he did lead them to her remains. And there's like footage of that as well. And so they were able to like recover it. But it took a while because it's frozen. And so then they said, okay, well, we have your computer. We have your devices. So now's the time to tell us the truth. And so people speculate that because he knew that they had his computer, that he decided to fess up to Bill and Lorraine Courier, who was an older couple. I think they were in their 60s or 70s that went missing.
They retired just to die.
Sad.
Sucks so bad.
No.
We're retired.
Oh. Yeah. No, I don't remember if they had any kids or if they were just like grown. But they were definitely like, yeah, they lived alone, empty nesters. Oh, man. Yeah, it's like, come on.
Sucks.
Just let them live a little.
They don't have too much longer to live.
Sad.
Sorry, continue though.
No, but it's such a good point. It's like, oh man, that's so crummy.
I mean, it's messed up for everyone. It's just the irony of like, what's life?
I know.
Worked and died. Life's more than just working, you know.
But it's true. Yeah. And it's like, okay, at that point, when you're that old, you're like, come on, I got other things to worry about. I'm trying not to poop my pants. I'm trying to like get my blood pressure in check. I don't want to get murdered.
Exactly.
Yes. So,
good heavens.
So what's interesting is they were still considered missing people.
Yeah.
So no one really knew what had even happened to them. And they weren't even on the FBI's radar. So he could have totally like not spilled the beans, but like we're glad that he did. It. Well, that's also for debate too. I think that's why he is a very interesting serial killer, because sure, he likes to talk about it, but it's on his terms. I think it's like a form of control in a way. Yeah. And there's argument to where like, but why would he want that control? You know, is it because he has like narcissistic tendencies like most serial killers? Or is it because he just wanted to control the narrative, and so he thought it was kind of like a game? It's pretty obvious that the thing he absolutely did not want and hated the most is to be in this true crime bullshit, as he would say. He did not want to be a known serial killer. He just wanted to go about his life and not have anyone know about this other part of him, especially his family. I think like the wheels were turning as he was being investigated, because he thought, okay, like, sure, I want to brag and I want to talk about this because it's like, for him, it's like a craft, right? Like he was a very calculated, meticulous.
Well,
but then he got caught easy too. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he did get caught like fairly easy.
Meticulous. Pretty easy way to get caught.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, that's...
Chick's been missing forever. I'm going to just keep using her credit cards and keep her cell phone on me. Like I'm a moron.
That's so true, actually. You know? Yeah.
And I find a lot of these serial killers are not the brightest.
True. Then he admitted to Bill and Lorraine Courier, who was a couple that went missing in Essex, Vermont, of June 8th, 2011. So this was the year prior.
Yeah.
So Keyes insinuated that there were 11 other victims. But everyone who digs up these cases believe that there's many more.
Jeez.
So he had specific rules about abducting and killing people. 1, never someone in the same town. Never someone in the backyard of where he was from. So he already broke that rule because that's how he got caught.
Yep.
And he'd been traveling for 14 years up until this point. Like, so he said, I've been 2 different people for 14 years. So it's suspected that his
first
crime spree has been like 14 years. So it was from 98 to 2012. He visited every U.S. state and multiple countries. And he would try to muddy his travels extensively. So his MO would be that he would like fly into a faraway place like Chicago and rent a car and then drive to Vermont, commit a murder, and then drive immediately to Maine. Stuff like that. And he would like book hotels. He would book that hotel multiple times in multiple places. So he would have like September 8th. It would be like 3 hotels booked and then he'd cancel 2 of them. Yeah, so another rule he had was like he would abduct someone in one state and then kill them in a different state, visit family, or plan a vacation right before a crime.
It's
freaking heartless.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah, I think
goodness.
I think that's why. It's just so strange that like he had such a compulsion to do this, but he didn't want to be known for any of this.
The craziest part to me is like, how could you do that and then immediately like go on a cruise
With your daughter.
with your wife and your tiny little daughter,
Right.
and like look her in the eyes and pick her up, and like that's diabolical. That's some next level evil.
Right.
Tendencies there.
Yep. So I agree with you though.
Actions, not tendencies. Anyways.
Yeah, but also maybe he was just going through the motions, you know? Like maybe he really didn't have like that connection that other humans have. It sounds like he was desensitized for a long ass time. Mm-hmm. So he said that his only break that he had was when he joined the military for 3 years. His first assault was in 97 or 98. Oh yeah, the girl by the river. So that was then. So his crimes were sexually motivated. But he was bisexual, so apart from when his daughter was born, he said that he didn't target kids. But other than that, anyone could have been his victim. He had no victimology, victim type. So at least there's that.
That's crazy.
You know, I guess that's like one okay thing is like, please leave the kids alone.
Yeah, right. Leave them all alone.
Yeah. All right, what we know about the Carrier case is that the Bill and Lorraine,
The
right?
old couple.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that he had a cache or a kill kit buried about half a mile away from their house. 2 years.
Wow.
2 years prior to them being abducted. He told the FBI that they were chosen because of the house that they were in and nothing else. However, Lorraine said that there was a man that had been watching her a few weeks leading up to the murders, as well as sightings of keys around the area.
You live in a mid-century modern rambler. 2,400 square feet. 2-car garage. It's like the house, what?
Yeah, no, I think it's because he
location or something like that?
Maybe location, and also he was just in construction, so he like knew floor plans and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Who even knows? Yeah, so odd he like has an obsession with homes. I mean, I could probably list all the floor plans out there since we've been looking at houses. It's so depressing.
I know.
He took the old couple to an old barn house that was listed for sale at the time. And so he knew that it was empty and that it wasn't around pretty much anything. It was like a very isolated location.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like go into so much detail that's out there with the crime, but essentially he had a thing where in his ideal world, he would probably essay the female in front of the male because he's just sick and weird like that.
Yeah.
And then he would also sometimes do it to the male, but then with Bill and Lorraine, Bill was like making too much noise because he was in the basement, and so Israel just went and had like a silencer and just shot him. Yeah, and then killed Lorraine, and then just buried them under a bunch of like debris in the house. And
in the house? In the barn?
In the barn.
Wow.
So yeah, he didn't know that when the police were interviewing him that year later, that the barn actually had a fire.
Oh my gosh.
And so it was like burnt down. Or it was, I can't remember actually if it was a fire or if it was just demolished. But either way, it was not there.
I mean, it wasn't him. He didn't like
arson
this
or
thing. Like
I mean, it could have been, but like he didn't spill that.
Got it.
And so he told them where the barn house was, all that. And so they went like looking and they were not able to find their remains. Which I think he, at that point, was kind of like biting his lip. Like he was sort of, he was sort of biting his tongue because he was like, oh dang, like maybe I didn't even have to give that one away. I'm glad he did so that, you know, their family could at least like close a chapter. Yeah. So he just really loved to control the narrative, and like in the police interrogation videos he's just like, guys, I don't even like need you, you couldn't like I really like they basically were trying to say, hey, like, we'll give you,
Public defender.
no, they were just saying, like, yeah, we'll give you different snacks you like, or we'll give you, maybe not like a cush cell, but like maybe we won't give you the death penalty if you just can admit all of the crimes, right? Mm-hmm. And he was just like, didn't like that. He didn't like that they were in control of it. And so he would only give them information if it was convenient for him. Yeah. And so he kept just saying, like, guys, I really don't want to even go through a trial. I just want this to be over and done, because I don't want my like family to have to be put through this and all this stuff. Which is so weird. It's like, okay, how could you have that parallel?
Because he's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like evil. I don't know.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
So this all leads to him trying to control the narrative.
Oh yeah, he's a control freak for sure.
So it also leads to police finding his body in his cell in the early morning of December 12th, 2012.
Yeah, because he needed to control what happened to himself.
Right.
He's a coward.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only was it strange because one of the officers, I guess, was only 25 feet away from his cell when he did this. And so that guy got fired. But they're also calling it a ritualistic suicide.
What does that mean?
So apparently he wrote on his walls in blood, coracle. Have you heard that term?
Coracle?
Yeah.
How's it spelled?
Caracal. Coracle.
C-A-R?
C-A-R.
Caracal?
Caracal, yeah.
No.
I tried Googling it and like looking into it. It's symbolism says that you mustn't give everyone the privilege of knowing all there is to know about you. So kind of like a last like in your face, annoying. You're never gonna know. But
this guy is such a douche.
Yeah, it's strange. Unbearable. But like the fact that he had the time to write that in blood, on his wall, and in some of the interviews that I did watch, he talks about how like when he was young, because he was like very religious, or his family was, and it was like ingrained in him, and so he kind of like retaliated and was like, no, I'm like atheist. And then he started to get into like devil worship and stuff, and so he was like really fascinated in that. So maybe that's why they were calling it like a ritualistic suicide. And I think a caracal is also a type of animal.
Yeah.
It's like
I didn't know any symbolism.
It's like a cat or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and then there was also a note that some people say is like a suicide note, but actually there was two. There was one that was for his family, like basically saying like, yeah, I did all this and I'm really sorry, whatever. But it was like, they had found that like weeks previous before this all happened, but it was like clearly something that he was thinking about for a while.
Yeah.
And so he actually left a note, that was more of like a poem, and it was just more of him like saying a bunch of hoopla about how the government, like how he's against the government and how like he's against the law and just stuff like that. It's like very rooted in his
ramblings of an insane person.
In his like Amish upbringing or whatever, like off the grid. Like it just seems like his ideology is like whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. Anyone that wants to read that too, you can Google it, but I just figured there's a lot to go over.
Yeah, what makes these people tick like that? Like what happens? Like what truly happens in the course of a life?
Yeah.
You can just, kind of ping you in that direction.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Mm-hmm. Like it's just...
Yeah, it's like it goes back to that argument. Is it
nature versus nurture?
Is it nature versus nurture? It's like
environment,
all up for debate, but
jeez.
Yeah, so months before he took his life, when he was like hinting at it, they actually found 12 drawings in his cell that he drew.
Were shit drawings too.
Yeah. Well, they were.
Literally?
He drew with his shit. No, he didn't. But he did draw with another bodily fluid, and that was his blood.
Oh, okay.
What?
I was like, oh no. I don't want to know which
He's
one
like,
this is.
a hint of yellow. No. So he drew...
Happy little mistakes.
Yeah. He drew 12 drawings in his cell, 11 of them being skulls. Okay. And a lot of people are like, okay, is that like his 11 victims? And then the 12th was a pentagram. And, you know, like also the horned goat. And on one of the skulls, it said, "We are one." It's not funny. That's creepy. That's creepy as hell. That's all I gotta say.
Because he's just nuts.
I know.
Just crazy.
But also, I'm like, okay, guys, hello, police officers. You see that he's drawing skulls in his own blood. How do you think he's able to bleed? Like you shouldn't have things that you're able to unalive yourself with.
Yeah, like teeth.
No.
He's like...
No, but he did end up, like, using his sheets to...
Yeah, typical.
You know, to do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's just a disgrace, honestly. Not to cut your train of thought off.
No, you're
like,
fine.
Yeah, like, he's just lame.
Yeah.
Like, what a life
right.
to just throw away.
In a way, yeah, it is cowardly and it is a waste of life.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's also very terrifying to think
for sure.
that this person like does not have really an MO as far as like victimology, and if his number one rule is to not commit a crime in his own town, but like his urge was so overcoming for him that he just broke his first rule, like that to me is so scary. He also talked about going to like other coffee shops, but then Samantha Koenig's, the one that she worked at, was open later. So it's like, cool. Like, there's just like, hey, let's just throw a coin and see what happens.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. So that's like what always scared me. But
and it is kind of unfortunate because you've got this dude who's so unstable, and he just happens to have the childhood that like teaches him how to like build caches and build homes and take care of things from a, you know, survival perspective. It's like, man. That sucks. Yeah, like maybe his other 9 siblings or however many he has, like, turned out okay. So they also found a very odd document in all black ink that described in detail what he did to each of his victims, but it's speculated that he was interrupted and he was only able to write about 6 of them. So no one knows if it was because he was like trying to help with the case or if it was like he was trying to like relish in his own, like it was for himself. Yeah. We don't know. And there's also a couple of podcasts that have dedicated years to trying to find more of Keyes' caches that were buried. Oh, that's interesting. And a few missing persons cases that have direct ties back to Israel Keyes. Well, a few of the missing persons that Keyes, it's very likely, and I wouldn't put it past it if there ends up being like a tie to Israel, is Jimmy Tidwell, Susie Lyle, and Lauren Spear. And some of these cases are known in like the true crime community, but it's just like unsolved or missing. Yeah. And so Susie Lyle disappeared from a parking lot late at night, and we know at the time that Israel was enrolled in the military in the same area. And there's like a reliable eyewitness that spotted him in a parking lot less than a mile away, approaching a woman at night. And there were also Google searches of her on his computer. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, and he would always say that, like, he would never Google the names. He would just, like, Google missing person and then at, like, a certain location. So that, but with her, I guess her actual name was on there. Okay. Yikes. You ready for a lighter game? Oh, yeah. All right, we're doing it. Are we doing a bet this time? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm so glad you reminded me. Guys, you're going to love this one. And Ty's going to love it even more. Here we go. All right, so. Buckled up. If I stump you. Yeah. Which clearly hasn't happened yet. I'm like shocked. You have to part your hair down the middle for a whole week. Oh, man. Oh, that'd be so great. Okay. Deal. All right. And what if you win? You change Rowan's diapers for a week. That's our 3-year-old, if you guys don't know. Dude, I feel like I do that like 80% because you're like working anyway. I know. Just work during the day. That's fine. Okay. I did the dishes that one time I said I'd do the dishes, right? That's right. When I won. Loved it.
All right. So that's pretty good, actually. Makes your life a little easier.
Yeah.
It makes my life more humorous if I... Okay, here we go.
It'd be bad. No one needs to see that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it'd be so funny. It would look like Alfalfa
No.
on the Little Rascals. Doesn't he have his hair like parted in the middle?
Yeah, I think so. It's been so long.
Yeah, it has. Okay. So, number 1.
Yeah.
Israel only requested to talk to male investigators when he was being interviewed because he hated women so much.
Okay.
Number 2, the caches or kill kits that he had, the ones that were found anyways, weren't in the forest but within city limits.
Okay.
So like next to a freeway or next to apartments, things like that.
Interesting. Okay.
And then number 3, one of Israel's best friends growing up actually ended up being a convicted murderer as well.
Interesting. You know, not to like break up the questions, but
Yeah, you're fine.
kind of made me think is, I don't know if other states are doing this too, but like here in ours, there's been numerous treasure hunts that happen every year. And I was thinking those podcasts are like having like treasure hunts to go find his caches,
I know.
you know?
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
It is crazy. And they said too that often like in his caches, there were souvenirs or clearly DNA.
Ugh.
Like a lot of the caches it evolved over time because he ended up having to clean a few guns and stuff that were in there because like the earth was, sort of coming in on some of them. And so then I think he turned to like more wooden caches.
What was he using before?
Like 5-gallon buckets.
I mean, the 5-gallon buckets would last. Oh, we just mean like water ingress or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yep.
Wood wouldn't last as long.
But yeah, it would be cool if they found some because...
Yeah.
And it was funny because they like asked the podcasters like, where do you start? Like, how do you find the cache? And they're like, we just walk through the forest and we just hope we come across something, Like, oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry. Name them again.
Oh yeah, he requested to only talk to male investigators.
Okay.
Number 2, that the kill kits weren't in the forest but in city limits.
Okay.
And one of Israel's best friends growing up was a convicted murderer as well.
Cripes. Yeah, these ones are good. The other 2 I was able to suss out pretty good, I think.
I'm trying to get better.
Oh, man, this one. Okay, so...
The
does he
longer...
actually hate women? Like, he grew up with 8 sisters. So he was heavily outnumbered at home.
I love it. The longer that you're thinking, the more I'm like...
Harder it gets.
I see that middle part coming on through.
Right. If I do, next time we do this, I'll have my hair parted for it.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna phone a friend?
Gotta phone a friend, yeah.
I'll tell you.
You would lead me astray.
I would.
Okay.
Which would probably narrow it down for you. Reverse psychology.
Right? Unless you plan the reverse psychology to begin with, in which I would get it wrong.
Smart.
It's difficult.
What is your intuition? What does your gut tell you?
Number 3 is the lie final answer. The friend. He never had a friend that was a murderer.
Guys, I'm getting better.
No, it was number 2, wasn't
Wrong-o.
it? It was number 1?
Yup. Number 1,
Congratulations.
baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was well earned.
Thank you.
That was good.
It was actually the opposite. He preferred to have a woman, a female investigator, because he's so familiar and he felt more like able to open up around a woman because of all of his sisters.
Right. Yeah, I could see that too. And yeah, damn.
That was good though. Cause
that was really good.
It could have very easily been that he hated
Redemption
women.
is yours.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, I still need to dress you for a week.
Yeah, you do. You never. Well, it's gone.
Hey.
The offer's gone. Just kidding.
Way.
I actually will just do it myself because I like the vibe of the black.
It's written in blood on the wall.
Yeah, I'm going to write in blood. I'm going to wake up in the morning and wear black and be like, hello in blood. The second truth was, the kits that they have found are within city limits.
And I could see that. That's, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. And then the third one is insane that it's true.
Who's this dude?
So it was his
girl?
direct neighbor and friend growing up in the church, that white supremacist church that they were in.
Man, they're just sending out well-qualified individuals.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
horrible.
it really is true, or like you turn into the people you hang out with. So, GG. So his name was Chevy Kehoe, and he was an American white supremacist murderer. Between 1990 and 1997, he ran a white supremacist group which engaged in robberies, burglaries, and armed trafficking as part of a plot to establish a white
Like a skinhead or just...
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Right. So I guess he had an accomplice, and they kidnapped, robbed, and tortured and murdered a gun dealer, William, and his wife, Nancy. Jeez. And yeah, he was convicted of murder and racketeering and sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. He also killed their daughter, so that's really sad.
Yeah, what's up with this nonsense?
Yeah, for real. Crazy. So,
protect your kids, protect your wife,
yeah,
protect your husbands.
Something is in the water. God,
really though,
we gotta get out of here. But I'm glad that Israel is
into the forest.
Into the forest.
In a little cabin with no electricity. No. I'm kidding.
No, I think Israel's in the depths of hell. All right, well, until next week.
I better win next time. I
don't know. You guys, when he shows up on camera next, don't be scared. You might see a jump scare.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah. You don't have to go to the Museum of Death. You can just come here and just...
No. Death of my dignity.
Yeah, really.
No, whatever. I'll look great.
Break down, the windows boarded up. It's time now. Unlock the doors that shut. I'm a hostage with you in my head. I'm falling. Can't escape from the flames burning. Your eyes are a dungeon. Your eyes are a dungeon that I fall and get lost in. My earthquakes, my lips are trembling. I can't hide like I've been hiding. Your existence got me tripping. Oh, and I'm slipping in the deep of your love. Your eyes are a dungeon. Your eyes are a dungeon that I fall and get lost in. My. You were the only one I kept running back to. You held on just enough to break me. Didn't you? You were the only one I kept running back to. You held on just enough to break me. Didn't you? Your eyes